Now, today sees Mohamed Salah and Egypt start their Africa Cup of Nations campaign. Defending champions Algeria also play their first match of the tournament live on Sky Sports. I'm delighted to say we are joined by African football expert Janine Anthony to look ahead to today's games. Janine, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Firstly, we're going to look back because I want to know who's caught your eye so far this tournament.
The fans.
Yeah.
Definitely. The 12th man, the 12th woman, because for them just turning up, just even the turmoil to the tournament has just been brilliant for them so far. But with the AFCON, when it starts, you can't quite see who's going to just lead that pack. But I would definitely say Vincent Aboubakar for Cameroon, under such pressure against Burkina Faso, having to score 2 goals. Because if you look at the games, 1-0, 1-0 scoreline so far, surely I definitely have to pick him because he's definitely standing out so far.
Yeah. Now, Senegal, the bookmakers' favourites, but we almost had a shock yesterday, didn't we? Because they left it until the 97th minute when there was that penalty. Sadio Mane scored. How important was that? And do you see them as the favourites as well?
So Senegal got to the final the last time around in 2019. I was at that tournament, and of course they left it late, but that's what the AFCON does. What happens is you also have to look at the build-up to the tournament. Not a lot of these teams had the time to gel together. I mean, Liverpool literally played over the weekend before they moved to Senegal. And then, of course, Mane and the likes. We've had COVID situations, injury situations, where coaches have to literally plan with whatever they see on the pitch that day, depending on what the result says. That's a different kind of coaching you have to do these days. Yeah. So, of course, we're not too surprised at that. But the thing about class is, because it's permanent, you kind of like see these stars rise up to the top the further they go into the tournament.
Is it the case with Senegal and Sadio Mane? We see him emphatically putting away that penalty. Such pressure on him to score that in the 97th minute, practically the last kick of the game. Is it going to be the case that if he performs well, Senegal are going to perform well, or do they have other attributes as well?
The great thing about African football on the continent is it is such a team sport that when you have players who have been playing domestically for a while, when you have those quality players, those players outside, they come and add that icing, that cherry to the top, not exactly the cake itself. And that's what we saw with Senegal and Algeria, the last AFCON, where Riyad Mahrez won it with Algeria and Mane was in Senegal scored. They were part of a wheel. They weren't exactly the focal point, but they just had that quality to push their team forward. And that's what we might see so far.
Well, speaking of quality, Mo Salah takes centre stage today. Just how much do you expect him to light up this tournament?
He's actually said that he wants to win something with, Egypt. Egypt are the biggest winners of the AFCON, 7-time champions. In fact, the last time they won, that was the year before Mo Salah actually had his international debut. So you can imagine the pressure being a FIFA nominee, trying to get the team to go really fast. So definitely a lot of eyes will be on him, but he's facing the Nigerian side that he lost to pretty much recently. So it's going to be, if he can prove his mettle against Nigeria, who are also a favourite, there's nothing he can't go on to achieve in this tournament.
Yeah, we get to see him for the first time in the tournament today, live on Sky Sports. He's in action against Nigeria. Huge game, this one, isn't it?
It definitely is. The last time I was there, we had a lot of fans cheering for Egypt while also cheering for Nigeria, because that game happened in Nigeria and it was such a momentous one. But definitely it's a big one. Like we mentioned, a lot of their key players are also out to injuries. Mo Salah obviously will be playing. But again, the most important thing is to try and get out. They are both the favourites of that group. The most important thing is, can the free-flowing attacking football of Egypt, nullify that football from Nigeria, that they're very, very compact in the midfield and very defensively astute. Well, wait and see how that pans out. But it's definitely, I'm not sure there are going to be a lot of goals, because 1-0 score lines show that it's going to be quite moderate, but it would definitely be a fun.
Who would you pick if you had to?
Do you know I'm Nigerian? Definitely Nigeria, but I just want to enjoy it as neutrally as I can today.
Yeah.
So listen, before that, it's the defending champion. So Algeria up against Sierra Leone. Riyad Mahrez, the captain as well for Algeria. Do you think you could see them doing back-to-back wins?
So Algeria are not just looking at back-to-back wins. They are looking at usurping Italy's record of the longest unbeaten run. 34 matches unbeaten. They won the AFCON in 2019. They were good. Now they're a beast. Winning the FIFA Arab World Cup and going for that unbeaten run for a number of years. And then you're seeing a team that had the same coach, that had players step up. And there's something about Riyad Mahrez, he lights up when he's in that team playing on the continent. So they are the big favorites for this tournament. And I don't I see they might be tested, but I think they will be able to ride that and get into the further stages of this tournament.
Yeah, I sometimes think that Riyad Mahrez doesn't get the credit he deserves in the Manchester City team. Obviously, he's with so many stars in that team, but he's been such a consistent performer in the Premier League at the top level. Is he the real linchpin in this Algeria side? Is he the star man?
Definitely, he is now the star man because, like I did mention, we had the Algeria team that won the FIFA Arab Cup were a domestic team, no foreign-based team. So you're looking at them blending into this team and saying, okay, we've got to all fight for the shirts. You know, it's on an equal playing field. But you can't quite pick out anybody in that team. There's such a cohesive unit. And like I mentioned, Riyad Mahrez is going to give them that extra bit of quality. He's going to have that eye for the pass. He's going to drag the players to him while the other players are free enough to be able to exploit those spaces. And it's going to definitely be a good ride. And we'll get to see why Algeria is really touted as the favourites to retain their title, hopefully.
And they're up against Sierra Leone. I'm going to pick someone out for Sierra Leone because they feature a former England player today. So Stephen Corker, he played for Tottenham, briefly for Liverpool as well, won a cap in 2012. He could make his debut. What do you make of him?
I mean, he's going to definitely enjoy his debut. We've seen this happen recently where we've got players that have played for national teams, maybe at the youth level, try and get back to African teams. We've seen that with Sebastian Haller for Cote d'Ivoire. He's going to enjoy it. The thing about Sierra Leone is because they are building and they are growing into the game, they're going to make it really, really important for him and very welcoming. And he's going to slot right back there, you know, at the back. And he'll bring that quality in defense that when you see African football, sometimes you've just got to have it tightly picked. So I think he's going to have a really good debut and it will give him the momentum and inspiration to continue going further in this tournament.
Do you think they could cause problems for Algeria?
Quite frankly, they will cause some problems for a few minutes. But in the long haul, I think Algeria will just about nick it.
OK, we've got a bit of time to mention the other match today, Sudan versus Guinea Bissau as well. What can we expect from this one, Janine?
I mean, it's you know, when you have teams that are coming into this tournament, making their debuts, just being there for the first time, you don't expect so much. But what you'd expect is the fact that they're here. Remember, the tournament is expanded. It's expanded to be able to take teams like Guinea Bissau and Sudan for the first time. They're going to go about there and enjoy it. They're not the favorites to come out of their group, but they'll be looking at getting to that best qualifying stage. And for them, just being here is enough for them. So I would see that playing out as a 1-0 draw scoreline because right about now, they just want to just get in there, understand how the tournament is, and see if they can cause an upset or two. Oh,
it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and thanks for filling us in, and good luck for the Nigeria game today. Enjoy.
I need it. I need it.
Thanks ever so much.